Scorpio, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Scorpios, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So take the messages that do and check out your other placements for messages that may be waiting for you. All right, let's get started here. Scorpio, what is the energy around the week ahead for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising position, Scorpio? Confidence is the key to your success, is the message you received from this deck. New moon in Leo. So we are in a new moon stage right now. It was beautifully lit last night, and here it is a time for healing on the bottom of the deck. So this is an interesting time for you. We're probably at this phase of the moon, actually. That looks about more right. But we did just pass through the new moon, and we are in the season of Leo right now. And so it's very interesting. Let's see, you've got a time for healing, and confidence is your key to success. So Scorpio, this is making me feel like right now confidence is at the highlight. It's the most important thing right now. You have to keep going. There's something that you may be feeling like you just can't possibly continue to feel confident about, but actually being confident is going to be what serves you and may be the thing that brings in the energy required for the healing around a situation or an experience that is sort of limiting your confidence right now. As I split the deck, I see the Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So that tells me that there's a lot of change around you, but that there's also a lot of conflict right now. There may be a lot of disagreements, miscommunications, people not seeing eye to eye, and that instead of feeling triggered by that, it's going to be important for you to remain confident. Interesting. There could be a big lesson here for you this week, Scorpio. Yeah, Nine of Swords. So you're in a state of fear right now, in a state of worry, a panic. You're anxious about a situation, and that's not going to serve you. So that could be why we're seeing the confidence message, that's actually the key here. There's the Tower in reverse. So we're not acknowledging some of these big changes that are happening this week. Instead, we're feeling like we want to prevent them. There's your card, Scorpio, the Death card. So this is your ultimate transformation, and we also see the moon. So you've got a lot of interesting energies in your reading here. You've got the Nine of Swords, the Tower, the Death card, and the moon. Maybe some of the top sort of fear-inducing cards that come up in tarot. Even though, I mean, when I look at this, I can tell that your mindset right now is sort of like, how is this possibly going to turn out in a way that serves me? It's very binding when we're in a fear state. It's hard to see anything else. But this big change is coming in here to help sort of push you into a new timeline. There's a rebirth here. There's a big transformation here. Something is shifting. Some big change is coming, and you can't see the whole picture. You can't see the whole picture right now. But there is this sort of interesting opportunity to embrace the unknown without fear here. And to be confident that whatever is shifting right now is shifting because it serves your path for something to shift. And then there will be a time of healing that follows. We see the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands. So really being very confident. And we also see the Fool. So you're starting a brand new path here. There's the Ace of Swords. I'm just want to pull the rest of these cards and there's the Magician and the Justice card. Okay, and now on the bottom of the deck, we see the Nine of Cups. So it's very interesting. The reading starts with the Nine of Swords and it ends with the Nine of Cups. And there's that Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's definitely a huge change here for you, Scorpio, and it's leading to a new beginning. But there's almost something that you need to acknowledge first, away from fear, away from panic, away from feeling completely sort of wrapped up in these thoughts that are bringing you to a place where you're not actually going with the flow. You're sort of resisting the flow. It's like being in a river and trying to change the direction of the current. You can't. You have to just let the current take you. If you fight it, then you will become exhausted, and then you won't be able to continue the journey. So it's very interesting. You're at a crossroads here. You know, you have a choice to make, and seeing the magician next to that is reminding you that you have the power to narrate how the story goes insofar as your perspective. And the question coming to my mind is, do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in this divine timing that can shift things from being one way, and then all of a sudden things shift into another timeline completely, and to sort of know that what's behind that magic is you, and that there may be this sort of resourcefulness that you haven't tapped into because your focus is right now sort of sitting in fear mode. Something has really got you feeling like the ground beneath your feet cannot be, it's not going to be there for very long. And I think that that's starting to freak you out, instead of making this idea that when things change, then the circumstances in my life could change and they could improve. Like, this could be taking you on a journey that will bring you great joy, great happiness, but it seems to me like it's going to need to shift the inner world has to shift first. And so, whenever we see the Tower card in reverse, it really does speak of sort of refusing or resisting change, having a fear of the unknown instead of embracing the unknown. And this idea that things are starting to become stale, and maybe things are starting to feel like you just can't move forward with something. But seeing confidence and a time for healing, it's very, very interesting, because it does feel like these cards are sort of pointing you towards a different mindset, one where you're looking at things through sort of the lens of cause and effect, and you're not letting things get out of balance. You're keeping things balanced in terms of your perspective, and you're kind of trying, or you're being guided to try to see things more fairly and more balanced, and almost as a result of karma. You know what I mean? Like, to say that there are some things that happen to balance other things out, and interfering with that balance by resisting only causes you to feel sort of stuck. It doesn't change anything, it just changes you. Does that make sense? And that Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck there is telling me that this is a period where you might be sort of doubting that there is any sort of happiness in sight, and you may need to refocus the perspective and sort of look at the smaller things in life. Look at the things that happen around you that create happiness, and the things in your day that remind you to keep going. It's almost like there's been this mindset that has shifted you into a place where you're unable to sort of appreciate things on a simple level. I feel like you might be looking for a big win right now, and I think right now you must just stay confident and look to everything with gratitude. Look to everything with appreciation, because sort of that fear is creating this perspective where you're saying to yourself, my desires are going unmet. I'm not experiencing any satisfaction right now. And it's sort of creating this lack of appreciation, which turns into sort of this, it's almost like it's all coming from fear. You know what I mean? Like, it's all coming from a fear-based. There must be something freaking you out, though. Like, when we have these intense Nine of Swords sort of moments where we feel so much fear, it's because something has happened typically to cause us to not feel confident. Just like when I started this reading, it was something that could be creating this. It's actually creating an opportunity for you to be courageous. It's creating an opportunity to see if you will be confident and courageous or not. And it can be very healing if you step into that space where you say, despite everything that my mind is trying to convince me of, I'm going to proceed confidently and with a lot of courage. And I'm not going to let fear create a lot of self-doubt. I'm going to walk into this sort of new timeline where I feel like you're going to have to make a choice about what energy you're going to hold. That will actually have a huge impact on what's going on. And it could be very healing for you to hold that as your energy. Very interesting, Scorpio. It's gonna be a different situation that's sort of happening for each of you, but I think that what ties this together actually is that fear of change. Let's see, what is the final guidance here for Scorpio as they move into their week? New beginnings, absolutely, Scorpio. It's just so interesting. Something is really shifting here for you, Scorpio, and I think I mentioned that is your card. I mean, yeah, sorry, I just keep thinking about this. I'm getting myself distracted here. Okay, sorry. Everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have the courage and the faith right now. Life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. And so, change can be one of those things that we find very unsettling, and I think I got a little distracted thinking about this for you, Scorpio, because I really feel like there's a lot of Pisces energy here. This is a very intuitive moment for you. And don't fool yourself into thinking that whatever your mind is telling you is the whole story. There is so much going on beneath the surface for you this week, and I feel like there is this new beginning that is forming, but it's going to involve a lot of change. And so you're going to have to find a way to be okay with that change and hold fast, because this is going to be a big shift. Very interesting reading for you this week, Scorpio. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this has resonated for you. If it has, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below. As always, I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends. Take care, and we'll see you again very soon.